Today brings us to the last Saturday in this month of August, and thanks be to God for how far He has brought us. We still pray that the good Lord will see us through to the end of the month. August, our month of new beginnings. May the peace of God be with you. Say amen. Our blessing for the day is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verses 10 through to 14. Then the word of the Lord came to Samuel. I am grieved that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions. Samuel was troubled, and he cried out to the Lord all that night. Early in the morning, Samuel got up and went to meet Saul, but he was told, Saul has gone to the Carmel. There he has set up a monument in his own honor and has turned and gone out down to Gilgal. When Samuel reached him, Saul said, The Lord bless you. I've carried out the Lord's instructions. But Samuel said, What then is this bleating of sheep in my ears? What is this lowing of cattle that I hear? The word of God. The Covenant Keeping God series 52. Today, our Covenant Keeping God series tells us Saul's disobedience to God and the lies to Samuel. Let us see whether God was pleased about what Saul did. Then the word of the Lord came to Samuel. I am grieved that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions. Samuel was troubled, and he cried out to the Lord all that night. Samuel had an odd night prayers for Saul, that God will relent, and such is a great and good spiritual leader. Beloved, when God said he was grieved that he had made Saul king, was he saying he had made a mistake? No. God's comment was an expression of sorrow, not an admission of error. An omniscient God cannot make a mistake. Therefore, God did not change his mind. He did, however, change his attitude towards Saul when Saul changed. Saul's heart no longer belonged to God, but to his own interest. May God never get regret on you. And so I pray nobody will have a regret of you. Say amen. When God spoke to Samuel in the night, and the next morning he brought up to meet Saul, let's see what happened in verse 12. Early in the morning, Samuel got up and went to meet Saul, but he was told, Saul has gone to Carmel. There he has set up a monument in his own honor and has turned and gone on down to Gilgal. Saul built a monument in honor of himself. What a contrast to Moses and Joshua, who gave all the glory and credit to God. That was pride in the part of some Saul, and we need to be very careful about minor things we do to draw attention to ourselves rather than to God. In verse 13, when Samuel reached him, Saul said, The Lord bless you. I've carried out the Lord's instruction. Was it true? And verse 14 says, But Samuel said, What then is this bleating of sheep in my ears? What is this lowing of cattle that I hear? Saul thought he had won a great victory over the Amalekites, but God saw it as a great failure because Saul had disobeyed him and then lied to Saul about the result of the battle. Saul may have thought his lie wouldn't be detected, or that what he did was not wrong. Saul was deceiving himself. Dishonest people soon began to believe the lies they construct around themselves. Then they lose the ability to tell the difference between truth and lies. By believing your own lies, you deceive yourself. You will alienate yourself from God, and you will lose credibility in all your relationships. In the long run, honesty wins out. Are you a man or a woman of integrity? How honest are you? May God help us to hold on to our integrity and honest in all things. Amen. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Emmanuel Ministry Djibouti and on Facebook page, Emmanuel Ministry. Share with family and friends. May the covenant keeping God help us to hold on to our integrity. Shalom. Peace.